So we are going to get into what could be the last match between these two teams. However, if Yellow Buff can pull a win out of the hat,
We're going to another, possibly two, if Electric wins the next. Oh my
Well,
goodness,
we'll
you guys
leave
are gonna
Mr. Lau to
die.
figure that out. I don't really know what he's
Yeah.
talking about, but yeah, we do have Yellow Buff as red this time, and we're looking at Electric right here, represented by color blue. Let's keep a close eye on the jungle activity, as we have seen some fairly aggressive play, at least in the last match, with lots of flashes being blown, etc. Let's see what they do. This green
Yeah,
Malphite,
let's see
man.
the initiate. Before, yeah, we did see the Taric flashing for the ult I'm sorry, the dazzle, excuse me, on Rumble, and didn't get anything out of it. But let's see if they get a little aggressive here. I don't think so though. I think they're both just defending their side. I think both of these jungles want to take blue immediately. They're both very blue dependent. So
Here comes the Rafflecopter again from Noble Frog. Look at him spinning that sword around, trying to take off right now. It's hilarious. Just spamming. What is that, like a taunt?
something like that.
All right, so it doesn't look like we're going to see a level 1 confrontation. We're just going to see very standard jungle invades, possibly trading red buffs, as we have seen multiple times so far today. Actually, eat my own words
No,
there.
I think they're going to take blue. I think they're going to go straight for Wolves blue. Pretty standard. I don't think we'll even see a trade.
What about
I
yellow
don't know,
buff
though.
here? Yellow buff looking, maybe they're just playing some aggressive defense here in the bush.
I think they're just keeping their eye out. They're hoping to catch, maybe do a pick. Oh, I don't know. There they go.
CJ the
See
Wraith.
what they're up to.
Looks like
Oh, nice.
MF
nice.
might
I
be
like
taking the big Wraith here. Little
like
Zephyr action. This is actually a huge pick-me-up, because not only is it a CJ, but that gives her a significant EXP bonus against Graves. But he's going to get these golems, so they should be almost even. But typically when somebody grabs a jungle minion, and one of the ADs grabs a jungle minion and the other does not, that small lead in EXP can often lead to the digging 6 just a split second earlier and getting that kill.
True.
So
Jackie Chan just picked up bottom golems though, so he's actually keeping caught up. Oh man, this could be bad for Noble Frog. He's caught in a kind of a bad position, but thanks to his shield, he's able to escape. I don't think that Slotted Pig was really ready to follow that up properly. Also, Leona's a little too tanky to be killed at this low level in such a short amount of time. But yeah, everybody taking their lanes. Pretty standard start. Can't wait to see which side is going to get the gank first. Both Skarner discovering that his big Wraith is gone. He's pretty pissed about that, I imagine. That's going to screw up his route.
yeah.
God
Noble
knows
Frog,
when I play a Moo, which I do
Noble
every
Frog
game.
doing some more of this like hybrid support jungle play here. He comes in for the flank at the river, which is really kind of a passive aggressive zoning tactic.
Flashing for the extra damage on Slotted Pig, actually. Yep. Interesting. I don't know if that really flash was warranted. She was just not low enough for that to really do anything. And both players chugging potions to get their health back up, since we don't have any sustain supports on the map right now. No Soraka, no Taric, no Karma. Oh, Karma, you're funny, Karma. But
Still don't know how her ult works, man. I still don't know.
you can't tell from the tooltip. Honestly, I tried. I had to actually play her to figure it out. All it does is it buffs your next ability. It's like an amplified for her next ability. She can use it twice in a row. Leona actually getting a nice grab on the Slotted Pig. He flashes out. The exhaust goes down on him as well, but it doesn't get a lot done. I think that we actually see Electric with a small upper hand bottom lane. I think that it shows that the Leona jump is really difficult to guard against, especially with Cleanse down. Cleanse has been wasted for a while now. So I think that the next initiate is going to be really close for Misfortune. Speaking of initiates, Malphite going for it on Diana, but way too slow, not able to get her. But he's thinking, God, I wish I had Twisted Advance right now.
Exactly.
That's what he was. That's what he was reaching. That's the butt he's reaching for. Look at that initiate from Leona going a little too deep, almost in a tower range. Don't take the tower. Look at Graves with the buckshot ignite. Oh, he flashed for it. He didn't need to. He's gonna give up a death. He's happy though. He's happy because he has the first blood bonus. That's Jackie Chan.
I think she had a potion active, so he may have needed to do that. It's really hard to say. I wish Jeff was here so he could say, "Oh, I'm good with calculation." But yeah, that was a favor or exchange in favor of Electric down there. I don't know, man. That was. I feel like Jackie Chan has been playing really kind of hesitant, in a sense that he hasn't really been making taking full advantage of those Zenith Blade, Shield Bash stun locks down there. But hey, it worked out in their favor.
Maybe. He did it. He did it that time, but I don't know. You're probably right. He probably would. There's probably a perfectly good chance that Miss Fortune may have escaped with the skin of her teeth, and Jackie Chan says no. That ain't happening. Not on my watch. I want her dead before her cleanse comes back up. And he got her. He flashed for it and got her. And the first blood makes it worth it. So nice ballsy play there. Really appreciate that. Meanwhile, on the map, otherwise, it's pretty even. I mean, we do say the Graves has got a advantage bot lane, obviously, because of the first blood. Another thing that suddenly occurred to me is that Janna actually got the kill, not Misfortune. Janna actually got that kill. That's actually a big downer for Slotted Pig. He really needed that kill. In terms of total gold, it makes a difference of only about 250, which is nothing, really that big of a deal. But it is very, very early in the game to give Graves any kind of advantage. With these players here, they can push just about any advantage into something massive. And Slotted Pig does not want that to happen. He does not want to repeat.
You're right. That was a pretty big setback there. Skarner, look how fast this champ is. But the reflexes from Alex Pye proving to negate that just based on positioning alone.
Oh, here he goes. Look at them pushing in on Janna. Janna caught warding. I hate it when this happens when I'm playing a support. Skarner going for it. She's going to flash over the wall, though. Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. Leona missing the initiate. Did make her burn the flash. That's pretty good. That'll definitely work in their favor. She cannot do a flash Janna ult when she hits 6 here in a second. Yeah, that's a really, really effective strategy. The moment you hit 6, flashing in, basically doing a reverse Alistar there. Anyway, Leona initiating on the Slotted Pig, but the Janna disengage is going to help them get away. Graves stick keeping the damage going though. Man, so much damage from Graves. Graves is so. Think about this game. What makes it different than the other MOBA games is that carries are a lot more effective early game than in the other MOBA games. Anyway, there's another initiate from Leona, grabbing Misfortune, and the combination damage gets her really low, but Mobile Frog has to watch out because he's low as well. But as I was saying before, like Graves' burst, like any other MOBA game, you would not see an AD carry, a ranged AD carry have that kind of burst available at level 4.
Yeah, I want to point out how much damage Noble Frog has been absorbing with that Eclipse active. Every time he lands one of those Zenith Blades, man, he absorbs some mana from MF right there and allows Graves to get in an even better position for that close range buckshot. So this is really top tier Leona play right now. A lot to learn just by watching Noble Frog and each one of these exchanges. He's so good at Leona, and picking up that regrowth pennant allows him to just lane and lane and lane as aggressive as he has been playing, and we haven't really seen Malphite able to do anything about it.
Not just yet. He does not have the ability to dive into the earth as a rock and drill through the ground like he can with his other player there. And that's. But we're gonna see. He's almost level 6, and I think we are gonna see. Follow me on Twitter with a fairly obscene Malphite initiate coming up very soon. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I can definitely see him pulling something major very soon. It's just what he does. Martel has a bit of an advantage against Vlad, even though he's actually behind a level, which is a surprise. He still has a damage advantage, and Vlad is not able to keep up with that, despite his sustain. That's
I do believe the recent changes on Vlad did affect his early to mid game damage, and rather favors him towards the end game. So perhaps what a legend not fully acclimated to those recent changes, or perhaps that is the reason he's playing him. Hard to say.
Yeah, he could have a more late game in mind. I mean, obviously, since the the first game between these two teams was so dominated by Ezreal that the rest of his team didn't matter, so we didn't get to see his Vlad there. And then the next game after that, he unfortunately was shut down in lane, and the rest of the game, basically from the 20-minute point onward, they were basically being dominated. So we again did not get to see his Vlad at late game action. Maybe this will be the game where we get to see him do what he knows he can do, what a legend maybe knows that he has a late game Vlad that is super deadly, and we just haven't seen it yet. So I'm looking forward to that. There's an initiate on Alex Pye. Magician's actually doing a decent amount of burst, but not enough to really make a huge difference. Noble Frog going in a little early with the harass. I wouldn't call it, maybe it wasn't too early. He forced him to retreat, which is kind of what he was going for.
I'm a little confused why Alex Pye waited so long on his Rune Prison there. Possibly it was on cooldown. But you did see that she got off 2 successful gap closes. That's what we were referring to in the draft quite a bit. But look at this downstairs.
Oh, nice save from Janna. So much burst of misfortune if it had not been. Oh, he flashes for it, doesn't get it. She's going to get away. Noble Frog is going to barely escape. They blew the exhaust on Janna as well. Man, that Janna ult was a game life Oh, wow. What a lifesaver. One auto attack from either of those champions would have finished off Misfortune there. Either of those champions.
It looks like Follow Me on Twitter has picked his target now with that Malphite initiate.
Oh,
it is
there
Diana.
he goes.
Oh!
And Malphite has declared it's time for Magicians to die. Let's see if he gets the kill. He's not going to get the kill. He actually dies into the tower.
Oh,
Goodness.
no!
What a save from Skarner making that happen. Skarner wishes he had gotten a blue buff out of Malphite instead of a red buff because he really needs some mana to finish off. But, man, what a save for going
What
on
an
the boat.
astounding counterattack from Skarner right there. Flash over the wall and impaled the Malphite straight into the tower. There were no minions to absorb any of that damage. That was awesome play there by Goat on a Boat.
Wow. Huge save from Goat on the Boat. Definitely see a much bigger... I just like saying his name, that's all. Much bigger play we saw in the previous game from the other champion. Janna forced the Flash to escape all the damage coming from Jackie Chan. And Noble Frog and Jackie Chan once again dominating their lane, going back to the first game, although not nearly to the same extent, obviously.
Take a look at how many times they forced Yellow Buff's bot lane back. However, they're still pacing on farm. So Jackie Chan... not really, I don't know, he's just not landing the kills from these Leona stun locks. He's trying his best, but there's such a good response time from Janna and MF right now that it's just not working out for him. So very even lane downstairs. I do believe that MF would be slightly behind on EXP at this point. Very slightly, in fact, because they are both level 7. So yeah, interesting to see that they're pretty much negating that Leona Graves combo, which is so devastating.
I'm a bit surprised, too, because I really expected Misfortune, due to her lack of escapes, to be at a serious disadvantage, but I guess the cleanse, the flash, the Janna disengage are making it happen. I just think that if they had gone for a more evasive choice because of the Leona, because of the kill lane, they would have had a better shot. Say, I mean, Ezreal, of course, was banned, but, maybe Tristana. Then maybe you wouldn't see as much pressure on the Slotted Pig as there is now. But speaking of pressure, Slotted Pig caught in a very bad position, just barely jukes the center of the ult, but still takes a lot of damage from it, as well as the slow. Gets caught by the... Oh, there it is. There's the buckshot to finish it. He also landed the collateral damage earlier, and that's going to be a massive advantage for Graves now. They're also continuing to pursue Janna. The Eclipse is going to land, or not the Eclipse, but the
auto attack, man.
And the auto attack with the finish from Noble Frog. Support versus support. Very sad to see that kind of violence going on in our community. But
I did want to say that there was a very nice shrouded gank attempt there from Skarner while the rest of that was happening. Look at Malphite though. Does he have his ult?
Yes,
he does.
Like Malphite is going to chase him in there. Oh, here comes Skarner with the backup. His ult is available. He's going to pull him into the tower. He's going to take 1 or 2 tower hits tops and then escape. No, he's sticking around for way too long. He's going to die again. No, follow me on Twitter. Oh, no, giving up a double kill. Oh, the instant he got out of that ult, he should have run away, but he stayed in so long. There was just no way that that combination of champions was going to be able to get that kill. There was just no way.
Well, that would have been an appropriate time for Martel to overheat at that point. Just go balls to the wall, but instead relying on the ignite tick on the Vladimir and allowing Skarner to pick up that double kill right there. That was not pretty.
They should have just got out of there, man. They should have just got out of there. But they did a 2-for-1 trade. Instead of a 0-for-0 like they probably should have been. The instant Skarner showed up. I mean, Going on the Boat really is making a massive difference here.
Oh yeah.
Last game on Hikarim, he really did not, to be honest. He had 1 or 2 big plays that were very impressive, but also he wasn't really landing those Hikarim ults very well. Now on Skarner, we've already seen 2 massive ults out of him, so obviously his play has made such a huge difference. And follow me on Twitter, not being able to play his signature champion is hurting him as well. That's I hate to see that, because I really thought that on his Malphite we're going to see some massive... I mean, it's way too early to count him out, of course, but he's already made 2 mistakes in regards to over-pursuing underneath the tower and dying.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I would call those mistakes more of amazing Skarner counterattacks, but yes.
They were amazing Skarner counterattacks. You're absolutely right. They were amazing counterattacks. I do think that in that second one that Follow Me on Twitter had the opportunity to escape and didn't take it. Maybe he was too greedy. I'm not sure, but he definitely did not need to die there. Certainly both of them did not need to die there. Yeah. And that's just unfortunate.
Interesting, though, that Skarner has used his Impale twice now on Malphite, the tankier champion, in both lanes to secure those kills. So perhaps he's trying to passively shut down Follow Me on Twitter.
I completely agree with you. I think that he's identifying that Follow Me on Twitter is a serious threat, and he wants to focus him. But anyway, up top, we actually have a gank attempt from Skarner. However, Rumble is too tough. He's not going to be able to catch him. Vlad was in a bad position as well. Malphite, I'm not sure if he's grabbing his... No, he's just grabbing his golems. I wasn't sure if he was going to be attempting to follow up or not. But Rumble, actually, look what Rumble's doing. I guess he's standing in that ward. I don't think he's aware of it, or is he baiting? He may just be baiting intentionally. Ooh, so close. Skarner and Rumble is playing a game of chicken right here up top. Can't wait to see what's going to happen there. Ping's going down like crazy bot lane. I think they really want Rise to do something. Oh, we have an engage up here.
Flash
There's
and
another
fail.
ult on Rumble. I mean, they're both tanky. Who are you going to ult, right? Rumble drops his ult, and there's just not enough damage between these two champions. Malphite's stun is just not going to get it done. They're going to be able to finish off Martel without any issue. Now, Malphite has to run for his life. Miss Fortune. Oh, look at Jackie Chan down bottom. I can't believe he made that mistake. Getting hit by the tower. And basically just getting massacred there between the tower and the ultimate. But Leona's attempting to follow it, but unfortunately being too greedy may cost her. She flashes out, just barely going to escape.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
man,
some
Miss
big
Fortune
plays
decided not to
going on
pursue
here.
that.
All over the map, we saw Rise actually give up in a duel to Diana right there, which is a big problem. If Diana starts to get out of control, that's just too many dangerous champions in too many lanes right now. She's going to roam bottom perhaps, or just grab up some jungle farm from the looks of things. But having her as a force to be reckoned with, I mean, Diana's just one of those champions. Crescent strike your entire team and game change right there. Especially combining it with Leona right now. That's a whole lot of AoE that they have to be concerned with.
At the moment, Electric has 4 players over 4,500 gold, and 3 of them are carries, so it's pretty bad. With Diana being the highest of them, and nobody on Yellow Buff has, reached that mark just yet. In fact, Malphite is fairly far behind on gold, having only 1 assist compared to Skarner, who's been dominating. So
Skarner has been making a
them.
point to take him out, I think.
I completely agree. I think they're definitely making a point to focus him over the other people in lane. I can see why, obviously Rise is a good target that you want to pull him into the tower, get that kill, but follow me on Twitter. It was so dominant last game. They just want revenge.
Perhaps.
Screw you, buddy. Screw you.
That could be it. Look at Diana, though.
Scorpion beats Rock.
Magician's trying to, I don't know, it seems like he's hesitating a little bit here. Looking to roam bottom and then top and then just kind of dancing around the river more than once here. Maybe he should just do the right thing and focus on farm. Do the right thing! Focus on farm and continue to broaden the gap between him and Rise right now, as he was able to handily win that lane, which we didn't expect. At least I didn't expect. Especially against Alex Pye, man.
More trading up top. Martel dropping into his... Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the comeback from What a Legend. His ultimate not quite getting it done, but it's so close. There it is.
He pulled the Rumble
Standing
ult right
in the
there.
ult with the Ignite on him, still proving to bring enough damage to kill Rumble. That was a very, very close match, actually. Things really worked out for him. The Vladimir's ultimate has not reached a very high damage yet, but I think it will later in the game.
Look at this Spirit Visage.
Getting fairly fed.
You see that Spirit Visage combined with that Summoning Heal? You see how much healing that just did to Vladimir right there? I guess you could say Malphite forced that Summoner Heal, but honestly, he could have escaped regardless. That was just kind of an unnecessary use of the Summoner Heal, but look at how much it healed him right now. That's an early Spirit Visage.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's actually a pretty good idea, to be honest, because he's got to face a lot of harass from Rumble. And last game, the harass overcame his sustain, and now he's like, no, screw you. My sustain is going to win this. We also had to initiate Diana on Alex Pye, but Alex Pye is way too defensive and is way too tough, way too tanky for him to take on.
Yeah, in order to lane against this Diana, he's going to need to get his Banshee's Veil first, I think. I think that's what he just picked up a Blasting Wand. Maybe an Abyssal. I'm not really sure. He needs to get a Negatron right now. I'm not really sure why he's building so offensive. Not very characteristic of Rise builds or Alex Pye, based on what I've seen. I would like to see him pick up a Negatron against this Diana right now, so he can just catch up on farm. As mage assassins who are fed, they'll just deal too much damage. And Rise, one of the better picks to go against a mage assassin, but not unless he builds tanky. So all he's got is a Catalyst right now.
Yeah, he's also naturally pretty tough, more than average, but the Catalyst is itself already a pretty decent item for tankiness, but it is 18 minutes, so he needs to expand on that. I'm not sure. I assume he's getting... He's already got his Goddess tier, but I assume he's getting the Rod of Ages next before he goes for his Archangels, but we'll see. Anyway, top lane turret going down, and Martel pushed back, and Martel, just total reversal from top lane last game. Top lane last game, Martel really messed up what a legend. It's the same matchup, Rumble versus Vlad, and now it just completely turned around. I'm
sure Milka had nothing to do with that, man.
Yeah, it's because of the jungle. It's got to be. It's got to be. What else could it be? We don't have Follow Me on Twitter and his most dominant champion, and it's making a huge difference in every single lane. This is not the complete stomp as the first game, remember, but at this point in the first game, I mean, there was just like no hope whatsoever. But they are ahead. Electric is ahead. And they're going for to try to interrupt this dragon. It looks like they're successful. Electric, even though it's a 4v3, not wanting to engage there. I think they would. Anyway, they're gonna Actually, there is looks like they are gonna initiate down bottom. My
Ooh,
character camera
nice
really
prison.
wants to watch top though. I'm not sure. I guess it looks like nothing was happening. They actually gave up on that. They still want Dragon though. Dragon is still alive, and Diana's just gonna go farm. But Dragon's kind of a hot zone right now. I think both teams are a little scared.
I think Rise there just averted nuclear war. As I felt my gamer sensor tingling. I think that Skarner wanted to do a flash pull right there, but getting prisoned right before the flash. I bet he was spamming flash while he was in the rune prison. But yeah,
That's entirely possible.
they're
yeah.
gonna call a draw right there at the dragon fight. Would have been interesting to see that confrontation, but still, I think we have 0 dragon kills at the 20-minute mark, which is a little bit unusual.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It is really unusual to go on this long. I mean, we saw other games where they were grabbing Dragon at like 8 minutes and stuff like that. So to see them go on this long is quite a bit different. But anyway, Martell is attempting to push in on What a Legend with the Ignite and everything else. There's the ult going down, but What a Legend escapes. Skarner and Diana have come up for the support, so Martell has no chance of catching them. He's got to be much more careful.
Nice play
Down
there
bottom.
from Martell, though.
Yeah, it was. They actually managed to push him off and not overextend, not get too greedy. That was very impressive. They do have a ward down in the river, which caught Skarner coming, and that's the reason why he said, it's not worth it. Even if I pushed in, I could get this kill, but I would just give up another death and another assist, and we're already behind, and I cannot afford to do that. So he went back.
Right.
Pretty smart.
Rise has got to be careful at this point in the match, I feel, because Diana could easily tower dive him with that shield up. When she gets fed, a lot of people underestimate how defensive she can be with that shield active, and it scales with ability power. So, ironically, the more offensive she becomes, also the more defensive she becomes. So, she just scales extremely, extremely well with ability power, and he's got to be careful that he doesn't let her get even more out of control than she already has been. She's definitely going to be a huge late game factor at this point.
Yeah. While you're talking there, I hate to point this out because it's so embarrassing for the player, but it looks like Push Me Over's Janna accidentally wasted a flash with a misclick. And
Really?
The flash is down. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is a bummer. But Malphite, by the way, is fully stocked right now. He's got his ultimate, he's got his flash, and I think he wants to engage so badly. They're going to start this dragon. He's also got his slide ready, of course, and ooh, they're coming close. Electric's close. They might be able to do something here. Graves, we got 3v5 though. I don't know. Nope,
Yeah.
nope, no steal. They did a little attempt there with the collateral damage. Unfortunately, that might not work out for them because Rumble's really going for it. There's a Leona stun to slow down the pursuers, and they are not going to be able to make this catch. However, they did get the dragon, which really helped. But Yellow Buff really needed that dragon to help out. There's another catch on Malphite. Malphite does not like Skarner's ult right now. Graves did not follow up though. Graves was being a little too timid there. Noble Frog diving in straight kill lane, but his team is not following up.
Diana right now.
I know that field. Diana really wants to murder some people, but there are 5 people there, and they've already given up a death. Oh, Diana, what are you doing?
She wants that. He wants that pentakill so bad right now. He can feel it.
Yeah, she does. She is not fed enough. Magicians, you are not fed enough yet to attack
easily
those
have
5 players by yourself.
No, honestly, he wanted to go in. He's got the DFG right now. He could easily have nuked one of those players, but it would have been so risky. Oh, hold that thought, though. Here he goes. 3v1.
Oh, there we go.
Unaware of it.
1v3 bursting on the slotted pig. He's not going to be able to get him, though. He's actually going to force to
Oh!
He got the crescent. Are you kidding me? What the hell
The
was
shield,
that?
the shield.
He's staying alive for almost forever. I cannot believe he picked him off with that crescent. The Magician's absolutely bloodthirsty and completely out of his mind. He did not win that exchange because he gave up 2 assists.
Well, he didn't know that they were. I mean, he wanted. I guess he could have guessed, but I don't think he was anticipating a 3v1 there. But hey, that's exactly what we were talking about in the draft. When these semi-pro teams, so to speak, do ballsy plays like that, it just makes things so much more interesting. Sure, he should have just pulled back and played it safe, but that was pretty awesome play right there.
That was, that's a good word for it. I like that word for awesome. Yeah. Diana, the burst damage is incredible. Such a powerful assassin, and I just was really shocked to see that Crescent actually pick off Misfortune. I thought that was a completely hopeless attack. And if he just run in against 3 people and died, we would have been laughing at him. But since he actually picked somebody off, we're like, all right, not bad.
No, I know exactly what he's feeling right now. When you play characters like this and you get that food, man, you just want to keep snowballing. So when I saw him descending down, I felt it like he wanted to just dive in there and start triple killing people. But yeah, he found a nice medium. He decided he wanted to go for that MF kill. Didn't feed too much gold, and at least he satiated some of his bloodlust, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. I also like the initiate from Noble Frog, the 1v5 initiate. I mean, that's how you play a tank. You just go in. You're like, I don't care, I'm going in. And
Yeah.
he died, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how you play, man. So, pink and blue, I think they're going to give blue to, well, who knows? They could give them to anybody. They don't necessarily have to give it to Rise, but I think they are.
Yeah.
And, oh, man. What is Electric doing right now? They are trying to regroup here. I'm not sure what Electric's next plan is. I mean, it is about time to start pushing a Baron, and I do see a couple of their players moving up around that area. If they don't have the vision in the enemy jungle to be aware of this, but with Rise going back, this could be an opportunity. We actually had a pause.
What's going on here? Some latency
Don't
issues,
know.
perhaps. Rumble calling for a second. Yeah,
So
probably
Janet's
some
having some issues.
connectivity problems.
Push me over. Internet got pushed over or something. And, is disconnected. I don't know.
Well, this game, though, could definitely go either way at this point in time. You see Electric is ahead by about 4,000 global gold. But the team comp advantage right now, I hate to see following me on Twitter forced into, one of his fallback champions, but honestly, I feel like it is going to come down to that Malphite initiate for their team right now. He just hasn't been able to make it happen yet, but we haven't really seen a true team fight yet. So I think, again, it is going to be on follow me on Twitter, placing all that weight on his shoulders with this initiating role, and also keeping Diana under wraps. You have to see Rise kind of negate her a little bit with that room prison, make sure that she doesn't roam free and take out their carries.
I think I'm going to coin the phrase comebackable. Because I think that word applies very well to this game at this point, even though we do have Noble Frog with an Oracle. Noble Frog
Speaking of
is
that
not
initiate,
totally dominant. Oh, yeah, and that's why I say this is comebackable. They're only down 4K gold. I mean, only, isn't that, I say that with reservation, though. It's a decent amount of gold.
There's 2 towers there as well, so.
Yeah, there's towers. There's those bags of gold that I always talk about that they could just go collect at any time now. I mean, Miss Fortune can just walk them and destroy them in a couple hits, no big deal. And also, you've got the power of a Malphite's initiate that can win a team fight that never should have been. I mean, they can get 2 or 3 picks easy, or they can just force something at Baron. There's so many different options they have with Malphite's initiate that.
Follow me on Twitter. Wants to make it happen so bad right now. He is just he's having a hard time.
Look at Skarner flashing for it, wasting his flash. The room prison embarrassing him there.
That is the second time now.
Very deflated. Yeah,
Alex Pye has averted nuclear disaster by keeping the Skarner initiate out of it. But honestly, did you see follow me on Twitter, man? He's so antsy. He wants that. He wants the ult right now so bad. But they have to be so careful at this point in the match. They have to pick their fight perfectly. They have to align it with the Rise and the Rumble ult as well as Miss Fortune. They got a lot of AoE on their side. It's not too late for Yellow Buff to make a turnaround, as we've been saying. And it's all. Follow me on Twitter, man. Spotlight's on you. Make it happen, dude. Knock up at least 4 players. You got this, dude. I'm rooting for you right now.
Yeah, he does. He does. Overall, the amount of I don't have a whole lot of faith in the amount of damage that this team can do. That Yellow Buff. I think they're super reliant on Miss Fortune's ult. I think Miss Fortune's ult, can combine with Malphite's initiate, is the only key that they have to securing a major team fight victory. Other than that, their damage is somewhat suspect. Rumble is not the kind of I mean, he's never a super high damage champion, but he's especially behind this game compared to last game. You've also got Rise. Alex Pye always does great, so he's one of their major sources of damage as well. But he cannot 1v5, no matter how long the enemy team is stunned. It's a lot of pig getting caught. Skarner pulling Alex Pye through. There's the Miss Fortune ult hitting everyone. Magicians is a goner. Alex Pye is going to drop as well as soon as he comes out of that pool. There's the kill. Vladimir in the tower, though, and there's a trade. 3 electric members going down. The Miss Fortune ult was absolutely perfect.
What a mistake there on the part of Electric, guys. If you'll notice, they blew so many resources trying to assassinate that Rise, but he's just way too tanky for that kind of attention. ROA plus that Negatron Cloak, he just waltzed out of there after Skarner and a lot of other players focused so much of their damage. Meanwhile, MF was in the back, just tearing him a new one. That was ugly to watch. Really sloppy play. And that's exactly the kind of turnaround we were hoping for Yellow Buff, man. You're right back into this game.
We were, absolutely. We were just talking about how Miss Fortune's ult was the key to making that happen. And also Graves being completely absent from that fight. That helped Yellow Buff quite a bit as well. And they gave him a free Baron. And they've got an Oracle, they got a free Baron, and they're now on a serious comeback streak. They're only 2. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to pick up this dragon because Graves did not grab it. And while he was, off lollygagging in the jungle, they're down only a K now. Now the dragon only a K. That's something you easily come back
at this
from.
point in the match. That's nothing, especially because they're down 2 towers. It is all team comp and all synergy right now. That Malphite initiate, that MF ult right now, man. this is a close one.
Yeah, it is.
Do bear in mind, friends and viewers, that if Yellow Buff loses this match, they're knocked out. But if they win, I believe we're going into a best of 3 between these two teams. I mean, that's kind of scary.
We
there's
have,
a lot
we
of
have 9 more games between these two players to determine the victor. I believe we have 9 more.
That is
so,
the nature of these round-robin brackets.
I hope nobody has to go to work in the morning because we're going to be here until about 6 a.m., I think.
Yeah.
6 a.m., yeah.
Electric did ace. They won 8 games in a row. So that's why it's so difficult for Yellow Buff to knock them out at this point, because you can't take that lead away from them. However, if they lose another match, it is going to go into more games and hopefully more of this awesome play, because even with these player-specific bans, Yellow Buff is not giving up. They just made a giant comeback, and it's just neck and neck again. So these teams are evenly matched, man. Really evenly matched.
Yeah. They are very evenly matched in terms of player skill. I mean, the first game was a stomp one way. The second game was not quite a stomp, but it did go the other direction. This game is dead even now. Dead even. Electric has been ahead for most of the game, but it's now just completely even out. I mean, it's the difference of only 1.5K, which is basically nothing. I mean, it's a half a team fight.
You might even say they're ahead because of the tower advantage that Electric has right now.
It's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, at any point, Misfortune could run up and take that top tower, or not even Misfortune don't have to. Although she's really the only, kind of physical damage dealer who can do that. Rise not building AP, only building a very small amount of AP, is not going to be able to do that much damage to the towers.
if they decide to try to nuke Rise again, I mean, they're not paying attention to his build. Abyssal Scepter ROA, this is mage take status. They can't afford to focus Rise.
It. He's still got a Doran's on him too, so he's got that health. Yeah, he's straight tanking it. Here comes Skarner. He's going to grab Stuffed Pig. He's going to grab Misfortune. That's who they want. Destroy Misfortune. No ultimate cast by Misfortune. And Electric is going to turn us around with a massive AoE coming down. Vladimir's damage actually really, really impressive. He's used everything. Alex Pie is going to be the last one alive, and that's going to be the ace.
Look at
Electric,
how
you're absolutely right. You literally just said that instantly before they did it. That's amazing.
They completely turned around their strategy. I didn't have to tell them, man. They knew exactly what they did wrong in the last fight. And look, I don't know if you caught how much ridiculous damage that Crescent Strike. I think he hit 4 players twice in that last fight. This Diana's damage output is just out of control. DFGing down that MF, man. The Magician is really showing us this is some good Diana play right here. Able to beat out Alex Pie's best champion and carry on these team fights right now in terms of damage. We're going to have to take a look at the stats after this match is over, how much damage he has been dealing against champions right now. But yeah, that was a giant turnaround, and man, it's just back and forth between these two teams. I love it. This is the kind of League of Legends I love to watch right now. Adjusting strategies one fight at a time. How is Yellow Buff going to have to respond to that one? How do you think, man?
The way Yellow Buff responds to that one is Misfortune stay the hell away from Skarner. That's how that's how they're going to respond to that. Slotted Pig getting caught by that Skarner pull was just the total game changer right there. When he pulled Rise, it was a disaster. When he pulled Misfortune, it was everything. She did not get a chance to even use her ultimate, and her ultimate now is the key to this champion. I mean, people who have been playing this game a long time know that Misfortune's ult historically has been very poor, but it's been gone through a series of buffs slowly but surely over time, changing it to physical damage, changing it to stacking with AD, and now finally giving it a fast release. And that's where we saw where they caught all those people in the line. You were talking about the previous game, how they had an anti-line comp. They kind of got the same thing here. They still have the Rumble in the line. They still have the Janus Tornado in the line. Now they have the Malphite ult and the Misfortune ult to chain with that. So that is, when they got caught at that spot in the jungle where they're pinging, actually the exact spot where they're pinging right now, when they got caught there, Misfortune was able to stand in the back and the ult, they just devastated their whole team. Yeah. This time, though, it went the other direction because they were able to grab Misfortune. So they got to do that again, and Misfortune her positioning is absolutely key. If she gets anywhere near Skarner's ult, even a Skarner's flash ult, because he'll flash for it again as soon as his flash is up. It's still down now, but it will be up before the next time he needs it for sure.
I want to say I don't know what I would do about this Diana if I were in the Yellow Buff shoes right now.
Did they not? Where's their oracles? Did they lose their oracles? I think Electric actually lost their oracles. They did not realize they just got spotted in the jungle, and Yellow Buff is not going to fall for this whatsoever. Who was their oracles carrier? It was Leona, and she died, wasn't it? I think she died in the last team fight. That's what happened. Anyway,
forgetting.
I believe that's what happened. It was either Leona or it was Skarner, but one of those two did die in the last team fight. Anyway, just they're taking the clear since Yellow Buff is not falling for this, but I like how the teams are completely sticking together at this point. One team fight can easily win the game for either team. Being that they're in an almost dead heat, Electric pulling ahead just a little bit thanks to that last team fight. but it's pretty damn close to a dead heat. You've mentioned again the towers. Excuse me, this late in the game, the towers are not a factor except for their gold value, and the 2 towers that yellow buff can pick up very easily.
Yes, that's
will actually
right.
give them a whole lot of gold.
At this
That's
point, though,
1,500 gold.
at this level of play, at this point in the match, it's less on items and more on positioning and how this initiate is going to work. And I don't know, man. I'm looking at this Diana. I mean, she's a relatively new champion. I know how tanky she is right now. I'm also well aware that she has a Zhonya's at the moment. You have to do something about this champion. Ideally, you would have Ryze, try to CC her a little bit, keep her out of the equation, but you can't really do that unless you have a hard stun for her so that she can't gap close on your carries, and they don't have that stun right now. All they have is Malphite and, to a lesser extent, the Rune Prison. So I feel like Diana's just this relentless force that is just going unchecked in this match right now. And that's really going to be the game winner if Electric wins this match, is how instrumental her positioning and how instrumental her Crescent Strike damage has been this entire time. And she also still has that DFG, so she can so easily focus down a carry at this point. And I don't know what Yellow Buff is going to do about it. They can't really do anything about it. This is just one of those things.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yellow Buff, honestly, is just going to have to be very, very careful with Misfortune's positioning. That's going to be it. They have to be super, super careful. Also, Skarner does have another Oracle, so they're going to start cleaning up wards again. Yellow Buff has to be very, very careful with their Misfortune positioning. And honestly, Fight at Baron could do it if these guys are all stuck in here in the Baron pit and they get a combination Malphite, Rumble, and Misfortune ult that could completely turn it around. We already saw something similar to that in the jungle before, and it can happen at any time. Misfortune is stacked, absolutely stacked, and I mean that in more ways than one. And running at 283 farm, she's got 11,000 gold. She's the only player, the Slotted Pig being the only player to keep up with Electric's farm, to keep up with Electric's gold. If you look at the other players' gold on both teams, Alex Pye doing a pretty damn good job, but he's still a K behind his competition, whereas Slotted Pig is right up there with Vladimir, Graves, and Diana. Now, you've obviously already mentioned Diana's prowess many times, how dangerous she is. Graves
Look at her farm, dude. Look at her farm.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Her farm is absolutely incredible. Her amount of gold, her build, and everything. Graves, too, has passed that tipping point where unchecked Graves, Last Whisper, Eye Edge, Phantom Dancer, can kill absolutely everyone. There's the Rumble ult to actually stop that. Oh, there's a Malphite initiate picking up a couple, but Jackie Chan is going to rip through Malphite's armor without any kind of issue whatsoever. Skarner died. There's a Misfortune ult! Look at the Misfortune ult actually doing massive damage to Graves, and Alex Pye picks
Oh
him
my
off
God!
the kill. Misfortune is still alive, killing Diana. Look at the Misfortune damage. Alex Pye and Misfortune now going to finish off Blood Legend. There's the blood pool, but he's going to die as soon as he comes out of it. There's
my
the ace
God.
with a turnaround.
The stuffed pig.
Misfortune. Oh.
My goodness,
Wow.
did you see him flash over the wall and completely clothesline to Diana? Holy
Diana
cow.
did not see that coming. Diana did not get that execute done. But the ultimate damage on Misfortune is really what killed Graves. I mean, the last hit was Alex Pye. He just dropped a quick little Q on him. But Graves was very, very low, for having a quick draw out of that Misfortune ult and then died. And Misfortune was allowed to just stay alive. And oh man,
the
they took that
Malphite-
5 for 3, which isn't a dramatic win, but is still very impressive, and it really shows that Misfortune being so geared is so dangerous. She's just as dangerous as Graves, and Diana did not get the kind of damage done that she needed.
No, not at all. Malphite
Not at all.
took her out of the equation big time as that initiate happened. This is why Malphite is a common ban, friends and viewers. If you'll notice, Skarner tried to initiate for his team, but in terms of his skill set, his abilities, Skarner's just far inferior to Malphite at this point in the match. You cannot compare the two champions in terms of how useful they are in these team fights. Malphite was able to take out 3 players in that initiate, and Misfortune, I mean, I can't even give him enough props as to how good his positioning was in that last fight. He pretty much just won that team fight in terms of damage by himself.
Oh yeah, Slotted Pig. I mean, that's
amazing.
what the AD carry did his job right there, no question. Slotted Pig did exactly what he needs to do, showing that Jackie Chan is not the only elite AD carry in this matchup. Both of these players on exactly even ground. You cannot tell you that one player is better than the other. Between their two champions and their current status, I would give Misfortune the edge because Misfortune has Quicksilver Sash and Cleanse. I would actually value the Cleanse over the Ignite at this point in the game because the fact that a single disable on Misfortune means Misfortune is dead, but that Cleanse will get out of it. And she has a double Cleanse because of the Quicksilver Sash, whereas Graves has 0. Graves doesn't have anything. He just gone for strict damage. He does have higher AD than her, but not by a lot. Actually, no, that's not even true. I don't think that's even true anymore. He does not have more AD than her. They're actually even now because she just picked up the extra BF sword. That's actually really impressive.
Taking a look at vision, it does appear that yellow buff is in complete control of the map. But
there goes Diana's. Oh, Diana initiate on Janna.
Really
She forced
risky.
to pop the Zanyas. 4-on-2. This could be bad. Here comes Skarner.
Oh,
with
the
help.
ultimate
Misfortune
from
sitting in the
Misfortune!
back, pumping out damage, destroying Diana. Going on a boat continues to be caught. That was such a bad initiate. Terrible, terrible for Electric. They just made a massive throw there just to kill Janna. What a legend trying to finish off Misfortune. There's a conceivable chance he could have won, but it wasn't a good enough chance.
Oh my!
He should have really stayed back. Now the combination of a very low health Leona and a Graves is going to have to try to stop them from taking this Baron, because this Baron will put them ahead officially. There's a Malphite initiate. I can't believe his ultimate was still available this late in the fight, and that's it. That is it. There's the ace. Malphite dies ignite, but who gives a shit? They're going to still take this Baron, and that's going to give
stop
3 Baron
this
buffs.
Misfortune? My goodness!
Misfortune, the slotted pig. Look out for this player, man. This player can hang with the top. This is Pneumatic. This is double lift here, playing Smurfing in our tournament. Man.
Pneumatic is shaking in his boots right now, man. Let me tell you something. These
He's
last.
like, damn, I hope we don't have to go up against the yellow buff again. Hope they're rooting for Electric right now. They'd rather go up against Jackie Chan's Ezreal than they would go up against Slotted Pig's Misfortune. We're going to see a Misfortune ban if it comes to it. Man.
These last 2 team fights, they've just had miraculous synergy, especially between Misfortune and Malphite, man. It is just out of control how much damage that ultimate. And I don't want to blame anybody, but Magician's got so hyper aggressive trying to assassinate Janna, and then mistakenly using his Zonias, which actually you cannot cancel Zonias, so you're forced to stand there for 2 minutes while 2 seconds.
2 minutes. That's a hell of a Zonias right there.
While the rest of yellow buff just closed in like sharks with blood in the water and just obliterated Diana, and that's what lost in the team fight right there. It's just poor initiating by Diana right there. Oh man.
Yeah, I completely agree. Diana definitely went in too early. You're absolutely right. The ADP assassins be much more choice about their times when they go in. I can completely understand the temptation. You're playing a very murderous character like Diana. You want to get that murder done. You want to kill that Misfortune. But ultimately it cost the team. Skarner flashed over the wall too to help them at the start of that team fight, and that actually did not work out for them at all. If they had left Diana to die, they actually would have had a better chance. But because they kept coming in to try to help her, try to save her, they gave up. They need that Skarner ult to disable Misfortune. They didn't have.
We are going to see some of these champions start to maximize their build. In fact, MF is already fully built. Does she have elixirs active right now? No, she doesn't, but she does have a blue buff. Diana probably going to pick up a Void Staff momentarily. This is as endgame as it is going to get right now.
Yeah, this is as endgame as it's going to get. Yeah, this is for most players, you reach this status at about 60 minutes, but these players reach it at 40 minutes. At 63k total team gold. The gold distribution from player to player. Misfortune at 15k. Slotted Pig, the top gold in this team out of both teams because of 342 farm and the rest of the score. But she still has more items to buy. That's the amazing part. That's just how it is. Oh my God, Skarner walking into a horrible situation. There's a pick, massive damage from Graves. Misfortune's ult's a little bit off, managed to pick off Janna, or managed to pick off Skarner rather, but Janna also dies. But unfortunately, this is actually really bad for Alex Pye getting picked off as well. Slotted Pig running for his life. Jackie Chan going to go for the pursuit.
No, the block shot!
Flashing for the kill on Martel. Jackie Chan versus Slotted Pig. Jackie Chan comes out ahead. That actually, I thought that the Electric was screwed when Skarner got caught there. But the Graves ultimate, the collateral damage, we've been talking about Misfortune's ultimate this whole time.
It wasn't just
We've barely been talking about collateral damage. Collateral damage hit like 5 people.
It was the Leona, man. She stun locked all the players in that bush.
Yeah.
Then the collateral damage came in. And then the Crescent Strike came in. It was just, it was crazy amounts of AoE damage in that bush. Usually, the bush surprise works out in favor of the people in the bush, but in that case, they just got slammed so hard by AoE damage, and they couldn't come back.
Oh, man, they were all standing there for the perfect combination of Leona and Graves ult. That was something else, man. Wow, and Jackie Chan tearing it up. I also like the quick Graves versus Misfortune fight. Didn't last for long, but it was pretty epic. He also had his backup coming, so if Graves had fallen, Misfortune would have died immediately afterwards. I also love to see that Graves pursuit way ahead of his team, just flashing over the wall to finish off Rumble and virtually 2v1ing Rumble and Misfortune there. Damn.
It's just like I said, it's back and forth, man. This is still anybody's game.
Yeah.
They gotta be fully stacked in the next few minutes here, friends and viewers. You're gonna see team comp. This is how. This is where team comp is decided. Is when all these players are fully stacked, and you get to see just how devastating a fully built Diana or MF or Graves can be. And it all comes down to player skill and team coordination at this point in the match. There are no other factors, as everyone is damn well near fully built. All that matters is these team fights. And this is where you get to see which team is better, who has more experience playing together. And it seems that they're just evenly matched, as winning one after the other. My gosh.
Oh, man, this could go either way. I mean, just one play determines the whole game at this point. Just one play easily could determine the game if it goes right for the right team.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they didn't get an Nexus push on that last one. It was so damn close. But we
how do you feel about
I barely even saw what happened after that fight. I was so blown away. We were talking about collateral damage and all, but they did push up and take the inhibs, so both middle inhibs down.
Yeah.
Man, follow me on Twitter pushing up. Baron has not come back up yet. Dragon is not up.
Guardian's Angel on Graves gonna be mixing up the outcome of the next fight, no doubt.
Guardian freaking Angel. Guardian Angel versus Quicksilver Sash. Audience, which is better? QSS, I mean, their builds are otherwise completely identical. Two BF swords.
If you pay attention, dude, it's the changes to Strut. That's why the Slotted Pig is playing this way, because he can move so fast in such a short amount of time. He's got that cleanse and the QSS. He can always be in the best position possible. We saw him in that last fight a little too far back with his ultimate, which might have cost him the fight, but ultimately his positioning is #1 right now. He doesn't care about a second life. He needs to just end everybody else's with one.
Yeah, but Graves, man, he benefits from actually jumping into the fight head first, and that GA will help him do that quite a bit. We also have Leona here, just ready to initiate at any time. Leona or Diana. Diana just missed a crescent, but that's okay. Both of these teams on the absolute edge of their seats, sweat pouring from every pore in their body, because the next move determines everything. Electric, if they pull this, they get the right initiate, they go to win, they get to face reboot. Or Devious, whatever the hell they're calling themselves these days. And the yellow buff, if they manage to pull this out, that puts them back in a dead even on the score, and then they have the chance to
look at
pull
that.
it out.
They're just pulling back. They want to force a fight at Baron. What's the timer here?
Yeah,
should be up soon.
They definitely want this Baron that should be up in like 2 minutes, but they also just want to force a fight in a more favorable position. They want to catch him in a line. Oh, Leona just maybe had a mini heart attack there with her positioning. I almost collapsed and fell out of my chair there, guys. Better go check the doctor for that one. Because
this is competitive League of Legends right here, man. Honestly, this is the most well matched well balanced match I've ever spectated. It's even taking the words out of my mouth right now. It's just such a pleasure to watch this game unfold right now. I'm learning so much just by watching, and I know you guys are too. Oh man, I can't wait for this next Baron fight. It's cool. Either way, the smallest misstep is going to decide the victory in this match right now. And this is for qualification in the final right now. So, man, oh, man, this is close.
Okay.
Hengest is getting excited over here, friends and viewers.
They're so close. I'm saving up my energy to start yelling in a minute. Skarner gets caught by a Rune Prisoner. They're going to continue with a follow-up. There's a lot of damage. Wasted MF. Oh, but there goes the Malphite initiate. They didn't catch enough people. Graves is at full health. He's going to tear through Malphite first.
Look at MF.
Pi taking all the AoE damage.
Look at MF.
He may die to Ignite. No, he's barely survives. Look at Graves going nuts. Graves going nuts to the enemies. Oh, my God. Magicians pops his on to try to survive
right now.
No. It's
AD
versus AD. Oh, the GA. The GA. Here comes Skarner. He's still alive to finish off MF. The GA has defeated the Quicksilver Sash in a one-on-one duel. GA popped on Rumble, but Graves actually still died. Malphite's still in the battle. How the hell is Malphite still alive? I cannot believe that neither of these teams managed to win that fight. It's dead even with the top lane in the jungle from both teams surviving. Both AD carries dying in a horrible, just a quick draw duel like straight out of the Wild West. Except that in the Wild West, Wyatt Earp didn't have a Guardian Angel to come back to life. So maybe he did. Maybe that was his secret. Yeah, top and jungler OP, I agree. Maybe that was a secret. What do you think? Do you think Wyatt Earp had a GA and that's why he never managed to die in the duel? That may have been the reason, because that's what saved Graves there. Misfortune actually winning the one-on-one.
I'll tell you what, if MF didn't have that cleanse and the QSS, she would have easily been killed by Diana back there. So don't count out her build at all. This is no,
definitely not. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The cleanse is what makes up. The cleanse and the QSS is what makes up for her lack of quick draw, pretty much.
Yes.
So that makes it a lot easier
But
to escape.
do
a lot
note,
better to escape.
Cromar, she sold the QSS and she now has a GA. I agree with this decision, as this,
Yes.
more so than any game I've ever seen, is a battle of the AD carries right now. Everyone is fully built, and those are the most valuable champions at this point in the match, and it really just comes down to player skill. And guess what? They're evenly matched. That's why this game isn't over yet. That's why they're only 4,000 gold apart, which doesn't even matter because everybody's
Doesn't matter
fully built.
because they're all fully built. Who cares about the gold at this point, man? Gold is just a little thing that you use to buy potions every time you come back to life.
The elixirs, yeah.
Flask up, man. Oh my God! So we got an oracle. Misfortune has so much money, she might as well get an oracles too. Sure, why the hell not?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at the gold counters here. They're just off the charts right now. Look at the CS from these champions. Diana 361, Grace 342, MF with 386.
386.
Rise with
We're going to see her
317.
cross 400 before the end of the match, unless the match ends in this next fight, which it may because Graves' GA is still down. He effectively does not have a GA. He'd almost benefit from selling it for another item because of the cooldown.
my
And honestly,
goodness.
he'd probably have the gold to rebuy it after. I'm not kidding. He probably
right.
could do that.
I know I said it in the
Graves is-
past, but there is an anvil weighing down on Follow Me on Twitter right now. His initiate is far superior to Skarner's, and that's really what's going to decide this, because that
Yes.
determines the AD's positioning. If he can land his ult on Graves, man, if Yellow Buff follows up properly with that, that's got to be GG, man. It's that close. That's how small of a difference it will make right there.
I cannot believe, I'm still in shock that Malphite survived that team fight. Because he went in first, and Graves was focusing him. And Malphite escaped, somehow. I wrote him off, and then I looked, and I'm like, holy shit, he's still alive. He has, like, no health, but he's alive. And then he actually survived at the very end. And if he wasn't there, no doubt Rumble would have died to the remaining two players.
Yeah.
But
This
no, he
is,
managed
this
to
is
keep it
actually
to a
becoming more and
3-3.
more of a vision battle than anything else right now. This is also very heavy on the supports as well, as everyone has the gold to buy oracles pretty much. And this is so big on vision. You're thinking, oh yeah, guys, they want the gold from the Baron. No, they don't want the gold from the Baron. They want the HP and mana regen from the Baron. That's all that matters right now. So they do have to be very hesitant about these fights, as Baron isn't as big of a deal at this point in the match as it otherwise is. And it does
The
appear...
extra damage. I mean, which carry gets the extra AD though? That may do it. That may
Yeah.
do it right there. Oh, is there a possibility for an initiate? Skarner in kind of a weird position. Leona in that bad
Oh,
position
that
as well.
MF
Misfortune
ult.
ultimate is ultimately wasted.
No, the
Leona's gonna
Leona!
initiate into the big group. Look at the big ult catching everyone. Misfortune is not getting a whole lot done here. She does manage to kill.
Oh,
Vlad.
the
She's
life
gonna pick
steal.
off
She's
Skarner
back to
as well.
full.
She is back up to full health.
no,
because
she's
of
gonna
the life
triple.
steal. She's gonna finish off Leona with a triple
Oh,
kill.
no.
Graves is in the action, but his GA is not available, and he's gonna die if he gets caught. Magicians is meanwhile managed to escape as Diana as well, so it's actually a 3-for-1. Only got Rumble out of that.
This
Malphite's
might
not
be
gonna be able to catch
GG,
Graves. As a matter
Cromar.
of fact, Graves may yeah, it may be, but Graves can actually probably kill Malphite here if he's fast
It
enough.
doesn't matter.
But
Look
they
at
may just
MF.
push these.
MF has a GA up right now. Graves
MF
was
does have a
consumed.
GA. They may push in this Nexus Tower. We're gonna go to game 4 between these two.
Whoa,
or
they're pulling
they
back.
They're
They're
gonna
pulling
pull
an
back. They're
A&E.
not going for the Nexus. They're not going for the Nexus.
I don't know about this decision right now. I think they could win that team fight under the base towers. It is a
Yeah.
big risk. I don't know how big of a difference Super Minions are going to make at this point in the match. It really just comes down to these team fights. It does look like MF is going to solo Draken. Oh, wait, no. She has the assistance of Rise. Or I meant Baron, not Draken. Just to get that
Well, I
extra
bet
buff.
Pure Shield Witches he was casting this one. What do you think?
Yeah, this is like one of the 8th wonders of the world here, this replay.
I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep for days after this game.
Well, I am so impressed by both of these teams right now. We have not seen this level of competition in our tournaments ever, and also their level of play on par with any team as far as I'm concerned right now. There's so few mistakes going on here. I mean, that MF ult back there, I thought it was bad, but we saw Malphite follow up, and that's really what won them that team fight, is the coordination between those two players this entire match. And even Leona wasn't enough to take MF out of the equation. She just life-stealed right up in a matter of seconds. You have to
joke,
commit
man.
more resources to focusing down the AD carries than they did in that last fight. Electric is aware of that, and it's really just a matter of stopping MF. But look, man, the changes to her passive with the strut, look at this. This is why his positioning is so amazing. Look at the movement speed on this champion right now. She is at 483, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, when it comes down to the positioning, it can make all the difference in the world.
That's a lot. That is a lot. I mean, she can almost outrun Quick Draw. I mean, she practically has a built-in Quick Draw there. pretty crazy, especially in the right situation. If she can get out of there before the stuns come in, that's absolutely huge. Do they want to push bottom tower? Oh man, the GAs are available. It looks like we have a couple more GAs actually. Diana is GA'd up too. Between the GA and the Zhonya's, Diana's going to be really tough to kill, and she got her initiate with her high AP and her DFG.
There's like 3 Zhonyas on the map right now. We see so much gold. It's like freaking Fort Knox over here, man. How many Zhonyas do we have? 1, 2 for electric and 3. Okay, enough of my yammering. We're about to see a team fight right now. This is a big deal. Oh my
well,
goodness.
honestly, the GA count is significant. I mean, we got 2 on each team. We've got Rumble and Misfortune on one side. We have the Diana and Graves, of course, on the other side. Oh boy, I don't know who's gonna take this next team fight. I mean, I definitely see an advantage to Yellow Buff at the moment. They got the purple under their feet. They have that advantage. And then the last team fight, I mean, it really showed. You're absolutely right about Malphite everything being on Malphite. The Crescent landed on Misfortune, but Diana is not ready to make that jump.
No,
I don't blame her because that would be incredibly dangerous and probably suicidal.
Well, she does have the zonies that could really throw off their team's
yeah.
positioning. But I think they're just waiting for the perfect Malphite initiate right here. This is Baron Buff versus Tower right now. Honestly, Baron Buff means a lot more than this Tower. The advantage is in Yellow Buff's corner right now. It's on them to make a move. The ball is in their court. Graves is slightly out of position right now. I'd like to see it. Oh, he's still waiting for that perfect initiate. Graves is back in position right now.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Look at them hiding MF here. Let's take a look at Vision.
Oh, that's why they were hiding MF, because they had a DC.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
DC OP.
Is it the honorable thing to give your enemy a just, swift death, or should Graves sit out and let whatever happens happen?
No. You can't. I mean, if one of your players. I mean, think about it in sports. If a player gets injured and can't play, I mean, that's going to be to the detriment of the team. The other team isn't going to take out their star quarterback just because the enemy's star quarterback is out with a hamstring or whatever. So you can't do that. That's not the right thing to do. In this case, it's some kind of technical problem. God only knows what. Internet being turned off, lightning strike, flood, Godzilla attack.
No, we already determined it was the Maokai from the penalty box, all right?
That's true. That is a little unfair, actually.
Can you imagine that tree just pointing his branch of an arm at you, man, and saying, DC be upon you? It's precisely what happened.
You are to be disconnected.
Yep. All right,
I cannot
here
believe
we
how
go.
long this is going on for.
We are going to see what happens here.
And unpause. 5 more seconds. I cannot wait another 5 seconds. There we go. And now the game is restarted. Misfortune is returning to the base, AFK, and
I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, friends and viewers. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to imagine they go for a 4v5 right now.
Yeah, they're just going to initiate them on them in the brush. Here comes Skarner just charging right in. There's a Rune Prison for the catch. Ults go down. Graves is sitting in the back. He's still got his GA available. He's actually going to blow the GA fairly early, but they do take out Alex Pie first. However, they're not able to kill anybody else besides Graves. They used absolutely everything they had on Graves. He's back out of the GA. The rest of the team is dead, except Janna. And then, of course, Rumble had to finish off. Janna escaping. I mean, they did a pretty good job focusing down Jackie Chan. But then again, Jackie Chan was not being very judicious with his positioning. I think that they had reached that point where they realized that he didn't need to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it was just a matter of. I don't know. No, Vlad's healing himself. It's like, Vlad, are you really farming? What are you doing? No, he's just healing. Yeah, everybody's healing up, getting ready to push it in. Really sad to see this end this way.
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe we just waited through a 30-minute pause.
It is a damn shame to see this happen, because I can't go back on my word. This was the most competitive match I've ever seen, and like I said, it must just be fate that it had to end this way.
Mm-hmm.
So Electric will advance, Electric will advance to face off against Devious for the finals match, and the prize pool of, I don't even know how much it is. That sounds real professional, but yeah, Pure Shield is working out something with a side pool there. Electric will be the, I don't know whether to call them unofficial or official winners of tournament number 4. But either way, winners or super winners, they will be facing off to try and attempt the title of reigning champions here for our community tournament against Reboot, aka Devious Gaming. Man?